60 heads of state, around 100 foreign and defence ministers, politicians and foreign policy experts are gathering for the Munich Security Conference. It's expected the strained relations between Europe and the US will dominate discussions. Deutsche Welle correspondent Lars Halter joins us now from Berlin. Lars, g'day. So what's the mood in Munich as this meeting gets underway?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It is tense, one could certainly say, and for one particular reason mostly. This most important conference of its kind in the world brings those most powerful leaders in the world together every year, and obviously that means that the United States will be there too, and that is where it gets tricky right off the bat. Speaking for the US officially will be Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and he's of course a well-known guest in Munich and obviously a well-known player in the field. However, leaders in Munich are worried that they won't see the old Marco Rubio, the one who used to be a reasonable voice, a strong NATO proponent, but that they will have to deal with Rubio speaking pretty much to an audience of one, with his speech not so much targeted at the audience in Munich, his speech not so much focused on solving real problems, but that they will see Rubio mostly trying to please his boss back home in Washington, that Rubio will continue the often heard tirades against European leaders, the lecturing of former allies, all that likely to put himself in a good position for another run for the White House eventually. Now, one of the leading German security experts, Norbert Röttgen from the governing CDU party here, finds this difficult, and he said right before the meeting got underway that despite the current problems with President Trump, Europe still needs reliable partners in the US. He says there's a lot over there, even among Republicans, but they're mostly quiet right now, and they're most certainly not part of the current talks in Munich. Some Democrats are, however, including California Governor Gavin Newsom.
So what's on the agenda for the weekend?
Well, obviously, Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine has changed the security landscape in Europe forever. So that's a big topic. But also there's the Middle East, Israel and Gaza, China, lots of topics. But one big topic will also be securing the Arctic. It's not the first time European leaders tackle this subject, but this year it has reached a new level, considering that just a few short weeks ago, we all witnessed an escalation in the matter as the United States under President Trump made very aggressive moves towards annexing Greenland, which is, of course, part of Denmark and thus a NATO partner for the United States. While eventually now a deal was reached, and it currently doesn't look like the US is further escalating the Greenland situation, NATO partners have most certainly understood that Trump wasn't entirely wrong when he pointed out the importance of the Arctic in global politics, especially relating to security politics. NATO is definitely strengthening its defense in Greenland and the Arctic Circle, and future strategies there will be on the table in Munich too.
So what are the details on what NATO is planning to do in the Arctic?
Well, for starters, there's the current mission Arctic Sentry. That's a military mission that was pretty much put together to pacify US President Trump. For now, NATO partners are planning this major maneuver to show that they're taking seriously the military defense of Greenland. And NATO partners are all being involved or getting involved, sending planes and boats and sending troops. Germany has just agreed to send 4 Eurofighters to the Arctic Sentry mission within the next few days already. They will run control flights over the Arctic region, and they're supposed to be stationed in Iceland once the maneuver is completed. Germany has been actually one of the first NATO countries to officially commit to being part of the exercise. Britain has meanwhile said they will send more troops to Norway, maybe making the point that Greenland is not the only important territory when it comes to Arctic security politics. So it seems the partners are getting involved more partially to satisfy the US president, keep him at bay, but generally also to ensure safety here in the region.
Okay, Lars Halter there in Berlin. A quick look at tomorrow's weather now in the capital cities around the nation. Brisbane, rain. Sydney and Canberra, partly cloudy. Melbourne, mostly sunny. Hobart, partly cloudy. Sunny in Adelaide and Perth, top of 35. And showers and a possible storm for Darwin. This is ABC News.